So, in my opinion, there's one trait that separates good filmmakers from great filmmakers. And to my surprise, not too many people talk about it on YouTube. Which is really strange, because it is this one thing that really makes you stand out. Hey guys, welcome to the first video of 2024. And before I tell you about this one thing, let me rewind back to 2020. In 2020, I was living in Switzerland, working as an in-house filmmaker for a tech company. The pay was really good, I was meeting a lot of interesting people, and I was practicing filmmaking every day. But I wasn't really enjoying what I was doing because I knew that everything I create is just used to generate profit. And I felt like without a goal, I felt aimless. And it's this aimless filmmaking that I see around a lot. Creatives just chasing profit over purpose. And as you can imagine, this, one, won't lead to a fulfilling creative career, and two, you're not really using your skills and your gifts to create something positive and something meaningful. And trust me, from talking to other filmmakers and other creatives, there's actually a lot of people that struggles with this. And so this one trait that I want to talk about is your inner voice as a filmmaker and storyteller. Because I can't help myself but believe that if we would have more people that tell stories that really matter to them, and stories that fill them with purpose, whether that means through beautiful art, through service to others, or through raising awareness, we would inherently live in a much better and much more fulfilled world. Now, here comes the problem. You have to find your voice as a storyteller. You see, find is a very important word here, because most people are not aware of that inner voice. And trust me, I am no exception. I've been on the search for my artist voice since 2020, when I quit my job in Switzerland. And from now and then, I can sense the threads that lead to it. And so I try to follow those. So how do you actually start searching for your voice? From my experience, everything starts with curiosity. You see, I'm quite a big fan of Eastern spirituality, and from the reincarnation perspective, we are born into this world with purpose. But in order to find this purpose, we actually need to experience life. And what is a better way to experience life than to be curious about it? And so I really invite you to start paying attention to the things that you're curious about. And once you are curious about something, then try to experience it. And these experiences will either stick with you or they will lead to other experiences. And so from my experience, these things that really stick with me are usually the topics and the stories that I want to be talking about. But without being curious in the first place, you have no chance to actually getting to them. For me, curiosity also quite often strikes when I'm actually bored, when there's space in my mind, so I can start being curious. I can start thinking about things, I can let the thoughts flow in and out, and this is where the curiosity can enter. So once again, I invite you to start being curious, and through that curiosity, you can start finding the path towards what might be your purpose. Now, the second step to this is honesty. Honesty with yourself and with others. Let me explain why I think this is important. I think that oftentimes in our minds, we get used to things. We get used to do things a certain way, and we also see how other people around us do things. And because of that, we kind of stop being honest with ourselves. We stop listening to our inner self and to our curiosity, and we become afraid of trying new things. Now, take YouTube, for example. Most people that start on YouTube, and it's been my case for sure, try to copy other people, try to do what other filmmakers do or other creatives do because they found success through that. But rarely, or usually later in their career, they actually start thinking, what is it that they actually want to do? Maybe even though you're a filmmaker, you don't want to be making videos about gear and tutorials. Maybe you want to be bringing people closer to certain experiences out in the world. But because not many people might be doing it, you kind of feel like it's not the right way. But let me tell you something. The right way is the way that is right for you, not anyone else. And so in this sense, we have to be honest with ourselves, and we also have to be honest with others, because sometimes people around you might start judging you because you're doing something in a different way than they would do it, or they think that the direction that you're taking might be too risky or might be not right for you. So you have to be able to be honest with others and tell them that this is what you want to do and that you maybe want to change your career path, or maybe you want to stop doing commercials and you want to switch and start doing documentaries. So honesty is the second step to actually be able to follow those threads of curiosity. And then the last step is dedication. Once you actually find what matters to you, dedicate your craft to it as long as it fulfills you. You see, I have this tattoo right here, and in Japanese it means shokunin, or at least that's what I hope. And shokunin is someone who dedicates their life to their craft. And they try to master it. They try to master something that really fulfills them while staying humble on the journey. And at the same time, they try to use that craft for a broader good, to help society, to help their family, to help their friends around them. And so this is something that I really resonate with and that I believe in. It just sounds right to me that success takes time. And in order to master something, we have to enjoy the journey and we have to be willing to stay on that journey for quite a long time. And if you think about it, it's the complete opposite to this hustle culture that we currently live in, where people say that you're supposed to grind 16 hours a day. And in my opinion, or in my experience, this is just not sustainable. Maybe you're different, maybe you operate differently. But for me, this path of a journey towards mastery that takes time is something that I think makes sense. And so these 3 steps from my experience are a great way how to start looking for your creative voice. And with everything that is happening in the world right now, I really believe that we need more storytellers and creatives and filmmakers and photographers and everyone else who are focused on their purpose and who are trying to use their crafts and their voice to stand up for something and to create positive impact, whatever this means to you. And so just to quickly recap, get curious and let that curiosity guide you towards things. Be honest with yourself and with others so you are able to admit when something really sparks your attention, and even if it's far away from what you thought that you have to be doing or you should be doing, then be honest enough to follow that. And when you find these things that you're curious about, try to dedicate your effort and your energy to them. Because I believe that as filmmakers and storytellers, if we focus on telling stories that really matter to us, those are the moments and those are the stories that will stand out to people and that will make us stand out as creatives. And so I hope that this video was helpful to you guys. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. And if you would like to deep dive into this or other aspects of filmmaking and storytelling, I also do one-on-one coaching, which you can find a link to in the description of this video. That's it for today from me, and I'll see you next Tuesday with the new video. Peace, and tell stories that matter.